Yeah, so that whole countdown to Halloween, countdown to the day of Halloween, and countdown to Halloween.
Did you really think we wouldn't? Well, you're wrong if you did. But yeah,
Welcome to Razz Berries. Happy Halloween.
happy Halloween. I'm Ryan.
I don't think anyone was surprised by the whole countdown to Halloween, for anyone who even was paying attention.
He's
So-
Sam.
Yes, I am Sam.
So, Sam, this was your first time seeing the classic 1978 film of Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think?
It was okay. It didn't really offer much, and it was kind of confusing.
This one, for me, it is a classic. I enjoyed it. I remember the first time seeing it. I was at a friend's house. The older kids were watching this. We weren't supposed to be watching it because we were told don't look at it and all that. But yeah, no, there were some scenes where they were kind of scary to me. I can't remember how old I was, but I was not 17 as the age I'm supposed to be watching. It was kind of scary back then, but like now that I'm older, yeah, it's not terribly scary to me. It can be a bit confusing. It's not a perfect film, but the thing that makes me respect the film a lot is it was such a low budget, independent film, and it was able to accomplish a lot with just the small amount of budget, which, in case you're wondering, is a $300,000 budget. And it made $47 million in the box office, which is really impressive to me.
The movie by itself isn't as good as I assume it is with the other movies in the series.
Honestly, this is the best one out of the entire series.
But I'm saying the other movies in the series might make it.
Make
To
a
me,
little more sense.
I would assume probably make this movie a bit better.
It does. I would agree with that, because after I've seen some of the sequels too. I think I've seen every single one other than Season of the Witch, which don't bother watching because it absolutely has nothing to do with Michael, which is why a lot of people hate it. But yeah, no, the other I would agree, because I watched them on AMC during their Halloween marathon during college, and I try to catch every single Halloween version that there is out there, and it does help make this film a little stronger. But what specifically kind of confused you? I could possibly help you.
Well, the biggest thing was the motivation of Michael. He was just a guy who escaped from a mental hospital / jail / asylum / whatever, and going out to kill people in his hometown.
So there's some things that you have to try to catch in the movie. There are hints to. Basically, Lori was his little sister. Basically, Lori was adopted after the incident. Basically, for whatever reason, Michael has gone back because he wants to kill his sibling. That's why he targeted Lori. And then
Except that doesn't make sense as to how does he know about Lori? How does he recognize her?
Yeah.
Does he know anything? I mean, Dr. Loomis brought up a really good point. He's been in this mental hospital
for 15 years.
15 years. How does he know how to drive? How does he know how to get back to his hometown?
Yeah. If you're looking at it at a logical point, yeah, a lot of it doesn't make sense.
I also want to know why Dr. Loomis was so, for lack of a better word, obsessed with Michael.
I mean, because I think the way I interpreted it was he's obsessed with Michael because he's never seen a case like this. He's never seen somebody so like Michael. Because Michael, I like that scene of what he's describing about Michael when he spent 8 years trying to reach him and then another 7 years trying to keep him locked up because he realized behind those black eyes is nothing but pure evil. He is an essence. He is a being of just evil.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what legal system would let him out. I mean, obviously, the only way he's been getting out is due to really shoddy security.
Yeah.
That first night where Dr. Loomis was driving to the hospital and you have all these mental patients just roaming the grounds in the rain, they don't really acknowledge that past that scene.
Yeah.
I mean, what I assume to be the next day, Dr. Loomis is talking to one of the employees there, and it doesn't seem like there was a patient uprising or anything like that.
Yeah.
But they were out in the rain.
Story-wise, there are a lot of things flawed with it. It's just I don't know what it is, but I really just love watching this movie. Because, to your point, there's a lot of things that don't make sense. Like, how the heck did Michael know how to get back to his hometown? Because he was 6 years old when that happened. And then, of course, that scene where Annie is trying to go pick up Paul. She couldn't get in her car door. It was locked. She went to go find her keys. She comes back, opens the door.
Doesn't even try to unlock
it. Opens the door, and it opens. I mean, it's not a perfect film, but there is a definite charm and something that just it's so simplistic that it's enjoyable for me. There's something so simplistic about the story and the way it's shot and the way it's acted that I can't help but enjoy it with it. And Jamie Lee Curtis, definitely, I like her character specifically because it is a character that I don't want to see her die.
It's kind of interesting that Jamie Lee Curtis's first role is in a slasher fic, considering her mom was in the famous shower scene from Psycho.
Yep. But no,
I mean, I don't want you to get the wrong idea. I found quite a few flaws with it, but I did enjoy the movie. Jamie Lee Curtis and the two kids were pretty good actors.
Oh yeah, they were really good.
I thought Annie's actress did a great job as well. I will say, her and then Lindsay and Bob, they didn't have much to their character.
Yeah, Linda and Bob really didn't have much.
It was, they snuck into someone's house.
Well, it was supposed to be the
More
house
or
that...
less.
Yeah, it was the house that Annie was babysitting at.
Yeah.
And, yeah. And they just snuck right in, assuming Annie was home, but...
And then they get killed.
Yeah, and then they get killed. Which, I loved your reaction for how Bob was killed. The knife sticking through the door, and then Michael's just staring.
First off, you would need a really long knife to make it through the entirety of a human body. But then you would actually need it to be even longer than that, because it would actually have to stick into solid wood for someone to do that.
Yeah. Basically, I think from what people have told me, it's supposed to be heavily implied that Michael somehow has superhuman strength for whatever reason and was able to just stay right all the way through. Which, in the lighting, you can't really see.
And I mean, I was with him. I was with them, having Michael holding him up by the
throat.
Or by the knife.
Yeah, and the knife, too.
But the moment he let go of the throat and the knife, that kind of brought me out of the moment.
Yeah.
As little as there is to him, he is, at least kind of scary.
Yeah, no, Michael is scary. Like, I've got friends who are legitimately scared of Michael Myers. I have one colleague that I used to work with whose her brother would dress up as Michael and scare her to death for that. And for that, she forever is scared of Michael Myers. One thing that I really love about the Halloween series itself is it feels kind of like the Joker in a way, where you don't know why he's doing what he's doing, really, and you don't know...
Depends on which Joker you're talking about.
I'm talking like comic book Joker.
Okay.
And like most Jokers, not the Jack Nicholson one, because you kind of get the...
TV's Adam West's
or that
Joker.
one. Yeah, that one. Yeah, no. Not that one. But no, the Joker, though, as far as like, you don't know why does he do what he does. And you don't really know how exactly he came to be.
Yeah, you just get that feeling that he's just crazy.
He's just, yeah, he just is good. And then that's the thing with Michael. He's just evil. He's just has no remorse, no care of any living thing. He is the embodiment of evil.
Yeah.
And I like that. I like the mystery of the character, because that's what got me motivated to watch more of them.
Well, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, I don't think I'll go see it.
I'm going to.
I don't have enough interest in it, but the remake that they're... Well,
No,
not remake.
the
sequel. I call it a remake because they just call it Halloween.
Yeah,
that's why it gets stuck in my mind. But yeah, the new movie that's coming out, it'll be interesting to see.
That just came out by the time this is out.
Yeah.
And October 19th.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where they go with it. Right now, people seem pretty excited for it. So
I mean, yeah, because because what it's doing, it's taking all the sequels out. I'm really interested to see how they are going to be cutting that off, because at the end, Michael's not on the ground anymore after Loomis shot him with the bullets.
Yeah, that.
I love the death scene.
We get shot like
a bunch of times,
5 or 6 times, and then fall over a banister and then get up and run away.
Yeah, basically.
Well, walk away. He doesn't run.
Yeah, that's the other thing I love about when Jamie's like trying to get open the door, and he's just like, I'm coming to get you, but I'm not gonna rush, because I see that the door's locked.
Yeah, and that does actually, I do think that adds pretty well to the suspense.
Yeah, the suspense, definitely, because and the scariness, because the fact that Michael's not worried about catching her. He's like, I don't care if you actually do get in the door. Eventually, I'm gonna get you.
It's more of the thrill of the hunt than it is the thrill of the kill.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, and that's the other thing. Like, there's a lot of horror. This is where like some of the horror cliches like are really starting up for me. Like, this is where it like started, because we had, let's not turn on the lights, let's just walk in the dark.
Well, and I know I was the one that said that to you, but at the same time, I think they were in a house that they weren't supposed to be in. Maybe they didn't turn on the lights because they were afraid of
somebody catching them in there.
The owners of the house seeing the lights on and being like, "Hey, what's going on in here?"
Yeah.
Light would have helped Michael.
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
Dang nabbit!
Because man, he was making some really shoddy attacks.
Which I also, when I first saw it, didn't like that. Like the POV shot of him stabbing like his sister. He looked away. It's like, oh look, guys, look, I can see the knife. I'm showing you the knife. It's like, you couldn't miss.
Yeah.
This goes back to what we were talking about, like when we were doing Friday the 13th, our review for that. There are implied deaths, and then the so the implied death, and then the death that you didn't see was like when Loomis found the truck, and he found that Michael's hospital or patient clothes were there.
Hospital gown.
Yeah. Hospital gown, basically. And then but he never found that body. He didn't see that body. We, the audience, saw the body.
Yeah.
But we didn't know what we saw blood, but it was implied. Oh, Michael must have killed him. The one thing I will not forgive Michael for, and they hate the director for showing this, was killing the German Shepherd. For that reason alone, Michael should have been dead.
I guess I can't show you JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Is there a dead dog in it? Do they show a dog getting killed?
A few different times.
Yeah, no. Then let's go to... We didn't do the Twitter because this is a surprise.
Yeah.
So we can take a look at what some of the critics were saying.
Rob Pennington of The Hollywood Reporter says, Carpenter obviously knows the genre well, and he builds a properly terrifying atmosphere through his well-paced direction. It's an effective entry for its intended market.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah, that last sentence, he really does seem to know the market for this movie. And granted, I'm not as big of a fan of it, and it didn't really pull me in, but I can see how it would pull in people who it really does click with.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. What he says is it's well paced. That was the thing. I didn't really ever feel like it ever dragged. Like I wasn't like the pacing felt really well done for me. So this is one from Variety saying, after a promising opening, Halloween becomes just another maniac on the loose. Suspenser. Well, they're not wrong.
No, he is just kind of a maniac on the loose.
Yeah, I can't really disagree with that statement.
There's not much going for him at the moment. So.
Yeah, especially if it's standing on its own. I mean, the sequels help explain things a little more, but yeah, on its own, it is just basically another maniac going out killing people. I'll go with Tom Milne. He says, perhaps not quite so resonant as Psycho, to which it pays due homage, but it breathes the same air. It's a little ironic for that.
You know, I hadn't thought about it paying homage, but you think about the scene in the closet with Jamie Lee Curtis cowering from a knife, and you think about Psycho with her mom in the shower doing the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that. Yeah, that is a pretty good homage.
All right. Well, then favorite parts.
I think my favorite part would have to be the closet.
The closet scene. Oh yeah.
Him breaking in. Because
Ron. I think it was it wasn't Ron. It was Tom.
Tom Milne.
Yeah, Tom.
Because I don't know that that's necessarily what he was implying in terms of how exactly it was paying homage to Psycho, but you know, I kind of see that as an homage to Psycho, and
yeah,
it's very tastefully done.
Honestly, one of my favorite scenes is Dr. Loomis explaining to the sheriff about the whole thing with Michael. You know, I met this boy 15 years ago with black eyes and then blank stare, and basically explaining that what I have encountered is basically an embodiment of evil. I like how he does that, and it's just so simplistic in his delivery, and it's like you get the idea of we're dealing with somebody who's not human. Yeah, well then I guess next is final verdicts. So, I love this film. I know it's flawed, but it's a film that has inspired other films to be made, and like I said, it's so simplistic with Michael being this apparent being of not human, like, I guess, for the lack of better term. But yeah, no, I really enjoy it, and it is a movie that I love to watch during Halloween time, because I remember being in college, and when AMC would do their Halloween marathon, these were the movies I was looking most forward to watching. So with that being said, even with its flaws, I'd say I'm comfortable giving it a 4.5.
I will be giving it a 3.
Fair enough.
You know, it's not quite my cup of tea, but I don't think it was bad.
And that's fair.
It has plot holes, but it was still enjoyable to watch.
Mm-hmm. Total is 7.5 out of 10. Mm-hmm. Well, with that, this now officially concludes our Halloween themed episodes for the month.
Your regularly scheduled hiatus of no videos will continue after today.
Today.
No, I'm gonna hopefully. I do have one video done. I've got a pretty decent backlog. You will be seeing some of our older episodes that are not quite as polished.
No,
as
of what
we're doing now.
Yeah, this was our early stages.
Yeah,
some of these videos.
I have one done, but I want to build up, and I'm kind of hoping to maybe get out about 2 a month.
Yeah, that's gonna be our goal.
So. Keep track of Twitter and our Facebook group, because we will be posting updates there.
Yep.
Or Ryan will, because
will.
I won't. I don't tweet much.
Yeah. So you know when these videos are coming out, make sure you hit subscribe, hit that bell so you are notified right away when our new videos are out. Leave a comment below what you think of Halloween, what you thought of any of our Halloween episodes, or if you have future suggestions for next year's Halloween, or just videos in general. Mm-hmm. So I believe that covers them all.
Yeah. Hit the thumbs up button if you like it. Hit the thumbs down button if you didn't like it.
Please don't hit the thumbs down button. It makes me cry.
Honestly, though, do whatever. It's good to have feedback.
Yeah. Well, with that, have a very happy
Halloween.
Thank you.
And we will see you in the next video.
Bye.
Bye.